On this week's World of Saltwater Fishing, we have the Mark VI down off Cudjoe in the lower Florida Keys. I'm with good friends Diego Toiran and Debbie Hanson, and we have big plans to catch a lot of fish.
George Poveromo's World of Saltwater Fishing. Big fish don't stand a chance.
The time frame, the very end of May and creeping into the very beginning of June. Joining me in this trip at Cudjoe in the lower Florida Keys is Diego Toiran. He's a longtime friend, he's a fellow Mako owner, and he produces and hosts his own television series, Pescandos en los Cayos, which means, I believe, fishing in the Florida Keys. Also coming on board from the Fort Myers area, another longtime friend, outdoor writer. She hosts a blog called She Fishes Too, and that's the number 2, is Debbie Hanson. Debbie is also an ESPN radio show host and an avid angler. So between the three of us and the time of the year that we had and the weather conditions, the goal was to go out and catch some Florida Keys mahi.
And we went offshore with Debbie Hanson, which we've shot several commercials in the past at Bass Pro Shops. So it was a great time and always great fun, especially fishing with Debbie, because she fires me up too.
Now it was my opportunity to go down and fish the Keys with George and Diego and be out of my element, but in their element, which was really neat. And Diego is just such a fun personality too, so just to be on the boat with both of them and in their territory and in their realm and what they do.
And we headed out. Now, the one thing I did notice as we're leaving Cudjoe en route to deeper waters, with the radar on, looking for birds on the Simrad with the bird mode feature in, was that the water was looking a little bit off color.
I know George was really looking at the color of the water too, and he wasn't really seeing the color of the water or the conditions that he was looking for. So we kept at it though. We stayed vigilant and we kept at it, just hoping that we would see something out there, but there weren't very many signs of life.
Debbie fired me up when she says, we got to keep on looking. You know, where are the birds? The radar, and she kept on looking at the horizon, and I'm like, well, you know, we're gonna find them sooner or later, Debbie.
The baits were looking so magnificent back there. They were coming right over any odd chunks of weeds that happened to be in the area. We would come tight to that weed line, work it tight, pull off by about maybe 500, 600, 700 feet, work that water, come back in, and just work that general area. You know, you could fish where mahi that should be there, but if they're not there, they're pretty hard to catch when there's none around. Continued moving back in. We picked up some birds working a big patch of weeds, and bam, Debbie Hanson is on.
Nice fish, nice fish. Good job, Debbie. 12-pound test.
Come on up.
Nice and easy.
Come on up.
Take your time.
I think you foul hooked him, that's why.
Yeah, it's got foul.
Yeah, foul hooked. All right, just be nice and easy with it. He's foul hooked. And see what you're doing. You're cool with it.
Come on, this is a mahi we needed all day. Can't see what it is yet, but it looks like a mahi.
Oh, a little bit more, Debbie. Just a little more.
Yeah, he's...
Jeez. This thing got definitely a little beat up. Look, you foul hooked him, which is good because you caught him. That's one good thing, isn't it?
So, yeah.
That was great. We just saw these birds.
Yeah.
Put that belly back, keeping free spool, your finger on it. I saw the explosion, and you dropped down on it.
That fish came up to grab it, so must have missed it and just got the hook in the side, huh?
Must have been maybe a couple of them in there.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, time to open the fish box.
Yeah. Well, I got one on. It was foul hooked though, but still, it was a fish. So we bring it in, and that was we got one fish to the boat.
George Poveromo's World of Saltwater Fishing is proudly brought to you by Penn. Let the battle begin. Mako. You'll find them where the fish are. Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Your adventure starts here. Mercury Marine. Go boldly. George, we'll be right back.
As Debbie Hanson, Diego Toiran and I keep pushing on to the west, here's a primer on the Cudjoe area. Cudjoe is situated in the Big Pine and Lower Florida Keys region. Attractions include Pine Channel Nature Park on Big Pine Key. A big draw is its swimming hole, complete with outdoor shower area. Nearly 10,000 feet of boardwalk leads to a breathtaking view of the open Atlantic. Amenities include grills, bicycle racks, and launches for kayaks and canoes. The National Key Deer Refuge Center was established in 1957 to protect and preserve key deer and other wildlife resources in the Florida Keys. Refuge habitats include hammocks, salt marsh wetlands, mangrove forests, and even freshwater wetlands inhabited by a gator or two. Palmer's Resort is a scenic and family-oriented retreat situated on Little Torch Key and Pine Channel. Palmer's boasts a unique collection of cottages, suites, efficiency studios, and rooms spread out over 5 acres. There's a 90-foot beach for the landlubbers. Palmer's also rents kayaks and paddleboards and even boat slips. It's close to Bahia Honda State Park and Lou Key Reef, which is famous for its diving. During our visit, we dined at Kiki's Sandbar and Grill on Pine Channel and Boondocks Grill and Draft House. Both restaurants feature a varied menu ranging from freshly caught seafood to steaks, tasty drinks, and live music. We enjoyed dining on our catch beachside prepared by Kiki's Sandbar. Boondocks, incidentally, prides itself on being the largest tiki bar in the Florida Keys. Cudjoe is approximately 25 miles above Key West for those yearning to take in the sights and sounds of this magical city. The favorite stop of ours is the Papa's Pilar Rum Distillery and their new Hemingway Social Club. The latter is a relaxing environment where visitors can enjoy Papa's Pilar rum pairings in a truly Ernest Hemingway setting. Periodic concerts, art shows, and other special events grace a new addition. As for Debbie, Diego, and me, we made the approximately 45-mile ride from Cudjoe down past Key West and just beyond the Marquesas. We had to change our luck. We had to do something. I have to put Diego, I have to put Debbie onto some kind of action. So the beauty about Cudjoe is you run west to Key West and beyond Key West and open up access to wrecks, your reefs, some of the Gulf rock piles if you wanted to, and we're gonna make it work. We're gonna grind out yellowtail, anything out to the west and make this trip really come out shining. Made our charge past Key West and I'd run to the quicksand area and stopped off at a wreck.
We decided, okay, on the way, we're gonna stop off to the quicksands and we're gonna see if we can get a permit on the way to our yellowtail spot.
She made a cast. Sure enough, a permit picks it up. She hooks up, and that fish just beelined around a point of structure, and that was the end of that fast.
I did not land him. Wah, wah, wah.
You know, it hurt. That hurt to see Debbie because I saw it in her eyes. I saw it, you know, that snap hurts.
So it was Diego's turn.
Hermit on crab in the Marquesas.
Hey, Diego, is he off the wreck?
He's headed towards the wreck.
All right, I'm gonna back up then. Hang on, I'm gonna help you. Drone's coming in for landing. He's hooked up to a fish with Diego. Debbie just broke one off over here. I'm trying to maneuver to get these fish away from the wreck. Hey, what else could we squeeze into this little skirmish here, if you want to call it that? I think the only guy calm around here is Diego.
Fun, fun, fun. There's nothing like light tackle.
Move some of this stuff around here. It's
light
like a
tackle.
Party drift boat or something here. There's the permit. You have to come down here a little bit with me, Diego.
It's incredible. You know, it's a small fish if you really look at it.
Diego.
And the power.
They're all big, just some are bigger than the other.
Yes.
It's a Jackerville in a tuxedo.
Let me loosen my drag here, make it easier for you, George. Look at the colors of these fish. Beautiful.
Shall I let them go for you?
Can I grab a quick?
All right, here we go. Release time. Get the wide end. You ready?
Hey, you didn't give him a kiss.
I don't do that kind of stuff. Oh. You ready? Oh, you're ready to go. Look at it. There you go.
George Poveromo's World of Saltwater Fishing is proudly brought to you by Simrad. Go with Simrad and go with confidence. Rapala holds the world record for world records. Suffolk's always use the best line. Starbright. Clean and protect with Starbright. George, we'll be right back.
Our journey to the west continues and to the reefs, where we plan on dropping anchor for yellowtails. I'm with Debbie Hanson and Diego Toiran.
Well, we went further west looking for yellowtail snapper. This time of year, the water gets so warm that you want to pick them out nice and deep. And when I say nice and deep, 70 to 90, believe it or not, 90 feet of water, because these fish, they go down. And right away, that sim red lit up. We found them.
And we got a good hook. And we sat just right. We put over a block of chum and just started to wait for the yellowtails to come up.
But then once we got that chum going and I dropped my line, my glass minnows out there, it was just really cool. I got my first yellowtail, little guy. Woohoo! My first yellowtail! Yeah!
He's gonna be like 11. We're gonna let him go.
Yeah.
They were there. They weren't big fish that day because there wasn't much current, but the fish were staggered on that reef, and we started pulling them in. Debbie all of a sudden forgot about her permit, not all the way because she wanted to go back, but she started landing her yellowtail snapper, which I believe was her first.
Those yellowtail, the action started fast, and I knew it would. While the chum was going out back behind the Mark 6, I'm looking at the Simrad and I see these piles of yellowtail working their way up midway in the water column. I knew we were going to get them, and sure enough, the blitz started.
It's all about a big smile. You know that?
It is.
That's what gets us going. Nice one, George. I'm going to use yours for bait for a red grouper.
It's illegal.
All right. Well, I think I got the biggest one.
Yeah, we want bigger ones.
This one here, well, it's either that or it's light tackle.
Oh,
that's what it is. It just feels much bigger.
All right. Well, that's the deal about light tackle. You get more of a fight out of it.
Get more bite.
Fun stuff.
Since you all released those two, I'm going to go ahead and release this one too.
I jumped in the splash well, baited my hook, crept over to near her. Now I'm sharing that chum trail with her. I don't know how she thought about that until I started catching fish. Then she thought maybe I was hogging her spot.
All right, I'm going back to my side now till you're not looking, and I'm gonna sneak back in here.
Yeah,
See, we got a team.
You can stay there, George.
Out of my spot.
Diego keeps you occupied. We don't see me, and he lets me sneak in there and bang a fish out of there.
Yeah, and then all stealthy like you just sneak up behind me.
You think he's talking to you that much because he likes you? No, he's covering for me.
But it was all fun and games. We had Diego catching fish, Debbie catching fish, I'm catching fish. This was what this was all about. Fun time, and definitely showcasing the Florida Keys and the yellowtail.
So there we are, yellowtailing, and all of a sudden we hear the drag going off, and it was a monster kingfish that was on one of the lines that George had put out. So Diego starts reeling it in, and we could tell it was a nice kingfish.
Oh, hey, that's it. Somebody get that big king there. Go ahead, Diego. Probably a big king or a shark.
Wow. Let me tighten up a little bit because whatever it is, it's going.
Wait up. You take it easy with that one, Diego. Let me kill that sound on it.
Yeah.
Deb, you got something good. Come here. What you got? You got a mackerel.
Oh, a mackerel.
See, good luck. See, we get him in before he cuts the leader.
What you got there, girl? Oh, mackerel.
That's a king, a small king. Look at that, small king.
That's a small king.
Yes, it is.
And this might be his daddy coming here.
Juvenile king, get him back in the water. How you doing, Diego?
Targeting a king mackerel.
I think it's a king.
Does this got wire?
I put wire on just for that. And I put a live goggle eye, had a balloon, there's a bobber, and so odds on that's what it is. I don't think it's a shark. It's a king.
Yeah.
Hang on, Diego. Don't give me a bonita, wherever you said.
Who you want to
Keep it going. Yeah,
Ronaldo
pay attention.
Cruz?
Yes. Hey, let's go for Ronaldo. Nice and easy. Big king coming in. Oh.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
Brought the king near the boat. That fish was bound for a smokehouse. And a good friend of ours, Ray Cruz, smokes an incredible fish. And he volunteered to do it for us. So we made sure that when this trip was said and done, that we dropped that fish off to him. So Diego now scores a big kingfish.
Smoked king mackerel, you can't beat it. It's phenomenal.
Some of the largest king mackerel are encountered from the lower Florida Keys down to the dry Tortugas. A reef species primarily, king mackerel are willing strikers of deep jigs, trolled spoons and swimming plugs, and even fly and topwater lures when chummed up with live pilchards. Best bet for the trophies? Go yellowtailing first, then swim a large live yellowtail, blue runner or goggle eye on a stinger rig and balloon float into the chum slick. Big kings forage on yellowtails and can't resist stalking them when they're chummed up off the bottom. In artbypasta.com, from Catch to Canvas, rendering.
Catch the canvas, baby.
George, we'll be right back. George, Poveromo's World of Saltwater Fishing is proudly brought to you by the Florida Keys and Key West. Come as you are. ACR, the leader in marine safety electronics. Papa's Pilar Artesian Crafted Rum. Never a spectator. VMC, your expert in hooks. Art by Pasta, real life art. Visit artbypasta.com.
We had yellowtail, big king. Everything was really good. We were a long piece away from Cudjoe and home. And I decided, well, let's pick up, straighten things out. And on our way back, it's late enough in the afternoon, let's go by a couple of the wrecks to see if there are any permit there. And if there are no boats, Debbie going to try to get you some redemption in there. And that's what we did. And we come upon the one wreck that was holding permit, and sure enough, there were no boats.
So the permit were not having anything to do with those crabs, seemingly so. But then I make a cast and I figure, all right, well, let's try this. Come on, a couple more casts, get the crab in there, and I hook up.
I'm gonna back you up. When you get hit, when you come tight. You on? All right. I'll watch the piling now. I don't know if I got enough water to get through it. Try to go over the top of the piling.
Oh, beautiful.
Keep it a rod tip high.
Is the drag going?
Yes, it's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. She's good. Let me just pull this thing away from there.
You feel him coming towards you?
Yeah, yeah.
It looked like he was hung around the piling there, but
it did look like that. I was really worried about that.
Yeah, Debbie?
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you something. Don't screw it up now. Check that. Hang on. Take it easy. Big button. Okay, bring it nice and easy down my way, Debbie.
Yeah, yeah.
Just play it on up. Look at that.
First mutton snapper going for a permit. Now that's a first.
And you pull this right on the wreck itself.
That's so cool. Oh my gosh.
First
That's some
mutton.
goodies right there. Yes.
Wow. That's all I could say. And this fish had you hold there for a minute, and I was had to get you over the piling. I didn't know whether it was going to work or not, and I just kept the boat moving, trying to pull it away. But what an awesome catch!
Look at that. So the fish comes up to the boat, and we see this pink color, and we know it's not a permit. It's a huge mutton, and I had never caught a mutton before. So score, mutton snapper, dinner.
On the final night, Diego invited us to his house, where he prepared black beans and rice, and he fried up yellowtail snapper.
And what I did was I made a sofrito, made some black beans and rice, the staple I grew up on, with rice, and tostones. A lot of folks know what tostones is. Also plantains, sweet plantains, and we fried some whole yellowtail snapper. With lime, you know, a little bit of salt, you can't beat it.
And when it comes to catching fish, he's no slouch. And when it comes to cooking seafood and meals, he's even better than he is at fishing, which is saying a lot. It was an enjoyable way to cap off that final night at Diego's. But the whole goal behind this particular trip, we obviously were there to catch fish, but it was to enjoy the friendship of Debbie Hanson and Diego. Again, old friends, we've known each other for a long time. And when you have friends like that, just going out there and having fun and poking fun at each other is a big part of the whole deal.
So this was the second show that I had a chance to be part of with George. My second trip to the Keys to film a show, and again, a couple of brand new experiences to me. I look forward to another trip in the future with George and continuing to learn so much about these amazing offshore fisheries that we have here in Florida.
You know, again, this was a fantastic trip. What made it different was having Debbie on board. It's never going to get boring, but it's going to have to be repeated again.
If you want to keep track of our fishing adventures, we welcome you to follow us on our social media. I'm on Facebook at facebook.com/George.Poveromo. I'm on Instagram at George Poveromo. And you can see our shows in 4K broadcast quality on YouTube at my YouTube channel, which is George Poveromo TV. Jump aboard and ride along with us.